trying to load up on the terminology before you have any actual practical experience does nothing but undermine your confidence. It's been a stumbling block. I can't tell you how many 16, 30-minute videos are supposed to teach it to you, and then they all just sort of assume you're somewhere along the line where you already get half of it.
This is the very first level of awareness, of musical awareness. And it's all hands-on. There's zero theory involved. There's no note naming. There's no thinking. There's nothing of that sort. It's all pure experience, sheer exploration.
That's exactly what I need to do.
Pardon the French. Theory. With this approach, it's very, very easy to mistake this for nothing because it's so simple. 3 lines across a fretboard, what does that do for me? Everything. And I mean everything. Every musical concept is right there.
I want to get something out of the way. I made no bones about being a beginner, and that's pretty accurate.
I would like to take the time to answer all of your questions about visual guitar. Get that out of the way, and if these are beginner questions or advanced questions, it's the same to me. I'm here to help you. Then we can talk about our guitar training program, which is a one-on-one premium coaching offer that goes for 1 year. And what it does is that it gives you structures that are always moving forward at a steady, manageable pace. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And this is a highly personalized program. That's where I get to do a deep dive into you and your project. And I will help you unlock all the sounds and all the skills and the confidence that you need to move forward with all of that. And it'll all make sense. All of my students come out with complete knowledge and mastery of this instrument. Now, let's get into the meat of our conversation, because you told me that what you want to do is you want to be able to find the sounds that you want to create on this thing here. So my real question is, what are the issues that you run into in your day-to-day as you explore this instrument?
Me just trying to figure out the relations of each note to the other notes and the placement. Honestly, I'm about as lost. I may have been playing the keyboards for a year. Still, I can tell you which notes are which, but music theory, not holding. All the ways that people try to teach me the relationships between notes, they don't stick. So I look at the...
Is this something that happens both on the keyboard and the fretboard, or only on the fretboard? Both.
I would say both.
Okay.
Here's what I'm saying. I am an empty vessel, and I don't really have any bad habits, but I also don't have any good habits.
Okay.
So I need to learn good habits.
Let's try a very simple exercise. I'm going to play a note, and I want you to sing that note back to me.
One more time. I think I was off.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so here's the good news. You got a musical ear. There's some people for whom even just this little simple exercise that we did is...
That was terrifying. I don't sing.
Now, here's the thing. You will. Because I'm going to give you the single most powerful tool that will unlock everything for you.
That's a lie. I sing along to Beck and Tom Waits.
What's most important for now is that you can sing in tune. And so here's what we're going to do. Any note that you play on the fretboard, you're going to sing at the same time. So I'm going to give you just a very simple example of something that someone might do. Let's say we have, the pentatonic thing, box. Is that something you're familiar with?
Years ago, I could do that. Now, I cannot.
Okay, fair enough. Doesn't matter. But this is just to illustrate an example, illustrate a point. So let's say that I got this little pentatonic box. Okay, so one thing that I might do is, first of all, just play it. Become familiar enough with it that I'm comfortable. Then, I'm going to do this. Check this out. Does that make sense?
Oh my God, I think I understand what's happening.
You do. Now, here's the thing. Once you're able to play it, and once you're able to also sing it at the same time, then the next step is to go. Yeah?
Okay, show off.
Of course I'm showing off. That's my job. I gotta inspire you. And I gotta show you some of the possibilities.
No, I'm
Plus, of course,
I like the noodling. I like what you were playing in the beginning in the intro when you were vamping when I was trying to figure out my stuff. That was great.
Awesome. So here's the thing. A huge part of being able to get to where I have been able to get is engaging my senses in as many ways as possible. And that is the reason for visual guitar. You have to be able to see where the notes are on the damn thing. You have to be able to navigate by touch. But most important of all, you have to be able to hear those relationships. And the single best way to guarantee, because you have a mechanism to make sure that this is happening, this connection is taking place, is when you're singing. I'm going to do just a little bit of noodling. I'm going to call it purposeful exploration on line 0. But I'm going to do it by singing at the same time. So I'm going to go. Whatever, doesn't matter. I'm exploring line 0. But the singing is what truly unlocks the awareness. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah, this is what I'm lacking, the association between motion and something else has to happen, and this is a perfect, I never really thought of it, sing the note as you play it and brute force your knowledge of the fretboard.
You can call it that if you'd like. I would prefer to call it to engage in playful creativity in a way that connects these things together for you. Yeah?
That's perfect. I like that better.
If you want to call it brute force.
Well, because to me, it feels like I've been banging my head against a brick wall, but now I'm going to be banging my head against something a little softer.
Now let's soften it up even
retaining
more.
Something.
Let's soften it up even more. Right now, I was going into the extended, what I call the extended line 0, yeah, in the book. So I've got line 0 plus the semitones around it. Now, for this exercise right now, I'm going to stick to only the notes inside of line 0. And so I'm going to take a step back from that exercise that I showed you and show off a little bit less and show you a little bit more of what you can do. So let's say I'm going to do just a couple notes on line 0. Which ones? Doesn't matter. Not at all. I'm just going to explore. So I'm going to go. And then I'm going to go. Okay, I'm going to remember what I did with my hand. And then I'm going to go. So let's try this. You sing. Forget about playing for now. I just want you to sing these 2 notes. There you go. Perfect. Let's try another pair. No, it was perfect.
Okay.
It was actually perfect. in terms of it being in tune. And that's the first thing that matters. Sodom.
Sodom.
Zode.
Zode.
Zero.
Zode.
Zede.
Zode.
This was pretty much perfect. So we have confirmation that you have everything it takes to get started.
That's good.
So what I would suggest to you is that you give it 5 minutes, tops, per day of just this one thing. Now, why 5 minutes? It must be done with complete concentration. Sheer focus, no distractions, no phone, no screens, no TV, no nothing. Just again, if I'm not exactly sure. Then I can take little bits and pieces that I liked and do variations on them. Yeah. And then when you're comfortable, you do them together. This just comes. It's just natural. There's no theory involved. Pardon the French. Theory.
It's been a stumbling block. I can't tell you how many 16, 30-minute videos are supposed to teach it to you, and then they all just sort of assume you're somewhere along the line where you already get half of it.
Now, here's the thing. Visual guitar is two things. The very first thing that it is this thought technology. Somebody called it that, and I liked it, so I took it. Thought technology. So you got this shining piece of thought technology, which once you see, you will not forget. You cannot unsee the thing. Yeah. So all you have to do is be able to visualize two parallel lines across the fretboard. And then you got the line in between, bingo, you got all 12 tones. The complete system.
I got that far.
So
all the notes represented.
This is all you need for now. I want you to not get ahead in the book and get confused and go, oh, this terminology, these ancient Dorian, Lydian, what are we in Greece? Okay, so just visualize this thing and engage in what I call purposeful exploration. Forget noodling and focus on this thing and explore it. How? Like this. By connecting it to your voice. Now, here's the thing with theory. Theory is just names for stuff. That's all it is. Major scale, minor scale, the modes, the pentatonic, the minor pentatonic, the major pentatonic, the hexatonic, somebody will come up with that, and they have, and the triads and the inversions and the, geez, it's just this sheer amount of stuff that you have to be able to verbalize and visualize and put on the guitar. It's so much. So don't try to bite it all off in one chunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what you need. Before you even name something, you must have the experience of it. Does this make sense?
Yeah. It does.
How are you gonna call the door a door if you have no experience of it first? It'll mean nothing to you. It's just a word. And you can repeat the word ad nauseum and it will never stick. because you don't have the experience of it. So once you know, oh, this is a door, and here's what you do. You knock on the door. Oh, you got a key. Oh, here's what you do. You turn the key. There's a handle. Oh, you open. Oh, it swings. Ooh, door. Bingo. Now you have a place to put it in your brain. Yeah? Same thing here. You need the experience first. Now what this does uniquely is that it gives you the entire system of music in one go. Because what everybody else does is this little chunk of this for this chunk for this, another chunk for that, chunks, 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 and then there's no system to tie it all together. What you got here is you can engage in purposeful exploration of absolutely any concept, anything at all in music. And you don't even have to know that it exists for you to do so. What we did right now is all C major. Yeah, the white keys on keyboard. But I could also do this.
Nice.
I'm just right there. What am I doing? I'm not thinking. Now, for myself, I'll tell you this. I could stop. Let's say I got this thing recorded. So I can go back to it, and I can transcribe it, and I can analyze it, and I can write it down. I can arrange it into something else. I can use it for a composition. I could learn it and transpose it. I could do all sorts of different things. But that doesn't matter yet. The only thing that matters is that you have this little tool and you can put it to musical use, to instant musical use. And then little by little, this musical experience will add on and your awareness will grow. And then you'll open the book and you'll go, oh, that's what this is. Oh, cool. Oh, that's got a name. Nice. And now if you want that specific thing, you can just think about the name and then bingo, you got that thing right there. Where somebody plays that thing and you go, oh, that's where it is. Seamless integration of experience and thought process. Because otherwise what happens, you've got all this, maybe you got this baggage, and this is what happened to me, by the way. Because I learned from, and this is universal, because you go to any book on, any serious book on the theory of music and harmony and counterpoint and all these things, and guess what? None of it is for this thing. So I had all this baggage and all this musical knowledge that I could not put to use. And then bingo, I discovered this thing, line 0, and all of what comes downstream from that. Because that is the point of departure for a long journey. But once I had that, I was like, oh, now all of this other stuff that I already knew, now I know.
Made sense, had context.
On the instrument. Now, there are two ways of using this book. One way is what I will prescribe for you, which is you're starting from scratch. So what do? You explore and then you bring on the knowledge and the concepts and the terminology. Yeah?
Yeah, the experience comes before the labels.
Bingo.
Trying to load up on the terminology before you have any actual practical experience does nothing but undermine your confidence.
Nothing at all. Now, here's another thing that I would suggest that you do. You got those 36 backing tracks? Did you download the backing tracks that come along with the book?
I can grab them in a moment. I have the book right here.
Okay, you can do so later. There's no need.
Okay.
So here's what you might do. Those backing tracks in the file name, you know what key each of them is in. Because you got 3 backing tracks, but each of them is transposed into all 12 keys. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so you got 3 of them, that are in C major. And it's 3 out of the 7 modes of C major. Does it matter? No. Forget about the name, forget about, just put on the ones that say C major. And then you take this thing, and then you explore, you listen to the music. And then you go, okay, this note, what does it do against that backdrop? This note, what does it do? This note, what does it do? This note, what does it do? This, and then you start phrasing, and you can start going. And you start developing musical ideas. But little by little, just small ideas. Don't think of long, catchy phrases that are amazing and that are genius. Just do 2 notes and develop from there. Yeah? Keep it simple and just make it enjoyable at every step of the way. So that you always know where you are, at the very, very least, in relation to this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I could explore the relationships between all the notes just in that one zone against that key, and then try it against any other key, and see what notes are complementary there. Now, could you explain a little bit more about this method?
What would you like to know specifically about it?
From what I understand, and please correct me if I'm wrong, any formation on the fretboard with this 3-prong can reach all 12 tones.
That is correct.
So essentially, at any point, as long as I'm aware of the relationships, I can extemporaneously experiment and stay sort of hitting notes that are pleasant.
Well, here's the thing. Most of the music that you will encounter will be in 2 of the 7 modes. So you got this 12-tone system, yeah? Now, out of those 12 notes, we're in C major, so frets 10 and 12. The vast majority of the music that you will encounter is these 2 lines only. Frets 10 and 12. 7 out of those 12 notes. Oh yeah. These 2 lines are the exact equivalent of the white keys, of the white notes on keyboard.
Okay.
So this is either C major or A minor or any of other 5 modes that for the most part are not used in Western music. Now, if you want to play the blues, you got to get into modes. If you want to play flamenco, you got to get into modes. If you want to play, I don't know, Irish jigs, you got to get into modes. If you want to play African music, you got to get into modes. Yeah? But if you want to play standard American sounding stuff, well, for the most part, it's going to be either major or minor, or European sounding stuff for that matter. So you can just take these 2 lines and stick to them, and it'll sound mostly pleasant. There's a couple places where you will find, oh, there's a little bit of a clash here and there. Oh, I could resolve that tension maybe. Oh, okay, so that works within that context. Whatever it is. And then this translates into 12 possible keys for the same structure. So if you're in F major, you can do the same thing over here. If you're in G major, you can do the same thing over here. If you're in A major, you can do the same thing over here. If you're in B major, you can do the same thing over here. Yeah?
Yeah. Okay. I'm starting to get that.
And this is the point of departure. Now, if you want to be able to improvise with ease all along and across the fretboard in one key, then there is some added thought technology that you must introduce. But here's the thing of beauty. This is the only approach where this is all systematic in the sense that everything, and I mean everything, every musical concept is derived from these 3 lines here. So you see, oh, this one step in this direction, oh, I've added a sharp. Oh, this one step in this direction, oh, I've added a flat note. Hence, I have modulated, and I am now in F major.
And since you have
For instance,
all notes covered, all scales can be within that zone.
you will be able to derive, you'll soon be able to derive from here all the possible variations, because you got the major scale in all of its modes, then you got melodic minor in all of its modes, and you got harmonic minor in all of its modes, harmonic major in all of its modes, and so on. There's a cycle of 7 scale types with which you will cover all the possibilities of Western, European-based music. Yeah. And once you can see them all mathematically and how they connect to each other, it's just a thing. It's so simple. Because you can do what you did just now. You can do, okay, so I'm going to go, ooh, so I'm now in another scale type, but I'm connecting it all visually to line 0, so it all makes sense. But that is much more advanced than where you are currently.
Yeah, I still need to build all these associations just by ear and by location on the fretboard. That's absolutely my next hurdle. But I feel like I can actually make progress.
Nice, beautiful. Now
here's a hurdle you can get over, a wall you can't get past.
Here's my suggestion to you. Turn this game of exploration into a habit, if you can. Associate it to some other action that you engage in every single day. And say, okay, like for instance, I'll tell you what I do. Every day, after my feet hit the ground, as soon as I wake up, I will take my guitar and I will read a short melody. So this is my own ongoing training that I've been doing for a bunch of years. And I rarely skip a day, and that's only when, I don't know, I'm visiting somebody and I don't have my habitual setup with me. So I will keep my guitar right next to my bed. I got this nice little bedside table thing, and I will keep a book with the notes that I'm going to read there. And so it's already, I don't have to stop and think. It's just like, wake up, oh, habit, pick it up, read through it, done.
Are you playing it, or are you just reading through the notes?
I take my notes and I read it, and I have a very specific way that I train, and I will read it in every single position, in every single possible option that the fretboard allows for me to read that thing in. So I do it systematically, and it's a cycle, so I read through the whole thing, and then I'll share this with you. I'll read once more just in my head, just visualizing the sound and the names of the notes. And so I go through the thing, and then boom, bingo, that's it. That's my training for the day. But I do it every single day, and this pays in dividends downstream, because it's much more powerful to do this for 5 minutes. Okay, maybe it's a little bit more at this stage where you're at. I would suggest to set your habit up in a way that it is so damn simple that there's no chance your brain gets in the way and screws things up. Make the requirement that you set for yourself so low that you go, okay, I might as well just do it. And then you do it, and here's the thing. You got to train your brain. So you go, hurrah, I did it. I've done it. Something, some gesture of self-gratification, if you will, so that your brain gets that, oh, this is something I might won't want to do again because, oh, I got a pat on the back. Yeah?
Yeah, I also have a partner keeping me honest, so she'll be like, oh, you're doing your exercises.
I would caution you against guilt tripping, but if that works for you,
no, more like just she's happy when she sees me doing stuff like that.
Awesome. And just enjoy it, man. Enjoy the heck out of it. And I guarantee that if you do this every day for a month, for 2 months, you will gain so much awareness. And you might just even stick to C major for this time. For a good long while, just chew on it. Mastication. Yeah?
Get comfortable with it.
Get so comfortable with it that you see it in your dreams. And then you go, oh, I can do it with this type of fingering and this type of, oh, there's options. And you naturally start exploiting the options that are naturally there, available to you.
That makes sense.
And
I like that.
And then just, you just grab the book now and then you go, that looks kind of familiar because I've kind of gone there. And now I have this other option available to me. Let me explore that also. Oh, this has a name also. Good, now I can. And just names are very useful because they provide a place to keep stuff up in your noodle. So you got this little thing and you call it, let's say it's an interval. It's a minor third. So identify that this fits within the general category of a minor third. Why? Because teacher said so. Why? Because the shape says so. Why? Because it sounds like it. Why? Because whatever it is. And then you start adding information from as many angles as possible. And then you can just, 1, identify. 2, instant recall. 3, make use of it in a conscious way. And the music is just layer after layer after layer after layer. It's endless. But once you have the map of the entire system, it's easy. It's just play.
I think I'll probably stick to C major in the beginning. I think that's a good. Where's minor? Show me minor.
Minor is right there. Because minor, let me tell you what, it's the same 7 notes. Okay, so let's do this. You got string 6, fret 10, okay? Yep. It's this one. Yeah, that one. Can you tell me what note that is? Just off the bat? Maybe?
D?
It is a D. Bingo, you got it. So, check this out. You got this D. This is very important, by the way. This is in the book. You got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got 7, and then you're back to 1. So if you have the system, this numbering system, what number is D?
Oh,
C, D, 2.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 2.
So simple. So you got this 2, or D, G, C. 2, 5, 1. Try it out. This is all fret 10, string 6, okay. String 5, string 4, 2, 5, 1. This is a recurring pattern in all of music. It's either a 4, 5, 1 or a 2, 5, 1. So this is very practical to have just right there on line 0. And you got your 1 right there. So this will be the C that is your root on C major. String 4. Yes, that one. So here's the thing. If I'm playing anything within those 2 lines, and I just resolve onto that note, then we call it C major. But if I do the same thing, and I resolve on, let's do this, 2, 5, 1. Let's find the root of the minor. 2, 5, 1. We did that same thing we did. Now we're going to go to fret 12 on string 5. It's this one right there, string 5.
Sorry, I'm trying to do my mirror brain thing here.
So string 5 is the second one up
Okay.
from the thickest. Aha, there you go. So you got your C, that is your 1, and then you got your A, and that is your 6. Because you got C, D, E, F, G, A. Yeah?
Okay.
So if you just do the same thing, and you just resolve it, and I'm going C, B, G, A, and that just feels like the heavier note because of the way I played through this thing, then this will be the minor. This is the minor scale. So the minor scale is the same thing right now for now. There's more layers to add to it down the road. But for now, the minor scale is nothing but the major scale flipped on its head so that you will usually begin on and end on another note. In this case, A. C major is related to A minor. Like the moon and the sun. Okay.
Okay.
So major's happy. Happy. Sad. Simple. Yeah? But it's the same notes. Now here's the thing. Here's the secret. C major, just like it has these two flavors, major and minor, it has 5 other flavors. Okay? And so, for instance, with these backing tracks that you got 3 of those flavors available to you instantly for practice. So you just put one of them on, and just any one of them wants to say C major, and you just explore C major on it. Simple, and you'll find different angles to C major, and it's infinite. There's so much that you can get just from C major. So there's no reason to put additional strain on your brain before you get all the juice that you can out of it. Because here's the thing, if I had a kid and I was teaching him to play the piano, I would just go, okay, here's the white notes. Forget about the black notes for now. Go nuts. Enjoy it. Just play the crap out of those white notes. Do anything at all. Just explore. Be free. And then little by little, the child's brain will begin making those connections. On its own. Just natural. Yeah? Does that make sense? And then, here's the other thing that the visual guitar is. It is a map for how to, once you got that starting point, oh, now I got this new layer. More information. Oh, it's all within that same thing. Oh, that's nice. That's convenient, right? Then one more. It's right there. Oh, one more. It's right there. One more. It's right there. Oh, all of it. It's all right there. Okay, cool.
I have a feeling that it's going to be... My breakthrough moment is going to be when I can actually hear the note, play it, just instantly know where it is. I'm kind of glad that I haven't gotten too far on the keyboards yet. I know enough to know if I'm hearing a flat or a sharp or a, but I'm not. I don't know. I think it's better that it's not labeled. I have to build these relationships manually. I can't. Trying to do anything regarding anything like a system, anything like theory, just doesn't work.
Oh, but it will. It will down the road. Now, here's the...
well, I need to be that kid playing with the white keys.
Yes, yeah,
forever.
You gotta be that first.
That's all I'm saying.
You gotta be that first.
Then everything else will make sense.
And you gotta keep that forever also. You gotta keep that going. Because a lot of people, they will take all these theory lessons and then they will take themselves so seriously because they know this shit and that shit and this other shit also. Who cares?
I know nothing.
If you're not enjoying yourself, it makes zero sense. Because the only reason I got started, and as far as I can tell, anybody ever got started with music, is to enjoy the heck out of this thing. and life itself. Yeah. And
it's very special when you feel in tune with what you're doing.
Bingo. Reframe. Don't call it theory, call it concepts. Now, anything and everything is a subset of this thing right here. Anything at all that fits within the system of music that they will teach you in classical school, in rock school, jazz school, blues school, flamenco school, Chinese music school. All of it fits within this thing right here. So once you have this personal connection and experience of this thing, then anything that you add just becomes added vocabulary. It's just more concepts for you to play with. It's more toys, more fun. Yeah?
You say you let a kid start with the white keys. Is it weird that my bad habit was, before I knew anything about the keyboard, I only stayed on the flats and the sharps? I only stayed on the black keys?
Okay, I'm going to give you one more little thing that I think you might enjoy. Let's take this line here. Yeah? The fret 11, so that's all the black keys. Have you got some pen and paper?
I do.
Cool. This is actually all in the book. But just get it out of the way now so that you know how to also do the exact same thing on the black keys and that you know what they are.
Okay.
So we're going to go, what I'm going to give you are the numbers for the fingers. This is the easiest way to convey this information across this interwebs thing. So you're going to go finger 1, finger 4.
And that's fret 11.
Yeah, but you can do this on any fret. So just write down the finger
Okay.
numbers. So
Finger 1.
1, 4.
Finger 4.
Then comma, because we're going to go on to the next string. 1, 3.
Okay.
Then 1, 3 again.
Okay.
Then 1, 3 again. Then 1,
Got
4. And then 1, 4. Yeah?
Got it.
So this actually, it will probably come back to you because this is the pentatonic box that everybody knows. Except that instead of doing it on A, we're doing it on E flat or D sharp. So these are the black keys. So now I can go white keys, black keys, white keys, black keys. Yeah?
Yeah.
So you got the white keys, and that's 7 keys, and that's the diatonic major scale, the 7 notes of the scale. You've heard all these terms at some point. And then you got the black keys, and it's a pentatonic, because it's 5 of them. And then you put them together. White, 7, black, 5, 12. That's the 12-tone system. That's it. Over and out.
Okay, so you're starting at D flat?
E flat or D sharp.
E flat. D sharp. Yeah.
Fret 11.
Okay.
And once again, same thing here with the black keys. Go like this. Yep. So you start with just 2 notes and you play them first and you sing them second. Then you gradually wean yourself off of that little bit of a crutch and then you just sing exactly as you play. This is the very first level of awareness, of musical awareness. And it's all hands-on. There's zero theory involved. There's no note naming. There's no thinking. There's nothing of that sort. It's all pure experience, sheer exploration.
That's exactly what I need to do.
Beautiful. But you now have the entire system of music. Once you have put yourself through that level of experience, here's what I will offer to you. Write to me, and we will talk again.
Okay.
Part of the reason that I do these one-on-one sessions is also to figure out who I can help personally through my one-on-one programs, and who maybe needs to go through certain steps first. And for yourself, this is the next step forward. Just sheer exploration. Forget about. I mean, you got this on page. Well, you got this on the cover of the book. It's just a diagram. Just that. Forget about the book. Just that thing. Okay. And then go back to page 1, and then you can do some decipherment. Like, what the hell is this guy on about? Oh, it's that thing, because I did it before. Cool. How cool is that? More toys for me.
That's what I need right now.
Awesome,
Tonally,
dude.
I need more toys.
So, go nuts. Enjoy it. Annoy your wife. Or not. Don't crank it up too loud. And let's say give it a month. And then get in touch with me, and then we'll talk again.
Okay. Thank you, Eric.
Absolute pleasure.
It was wonderful to meet you.
Likewise. And stay in touch, man.
I am going to put that as part of my regimen. Every day I'm going to do the association singing and picking.
And then gradually, when you pick up the book, start with numbers. If you find that this becomes easy, then start associating numbers also. Like, okay, this is the 1, this is the C, Do, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Yeah? That's
Are you saying strings 5 or fingers 5?
No, scale degrees.
Oh, okay.
So this is just a little glimpse into what's next. But I don't wanna go there too much. Just a little glimpse into, and it's in the book. So you can take this, and this is called Solfeggio. It comes from an Italian word, and it just means to sing as you sing either the name of the note, or the letter for the note, or the scale degree number for the note. And what that does is very similar to what we're doing here with the singing and the playing approach. But you're bringing in another level of awareness. A little bit more
It's a language.
of the thought process, yes. Where you go,
Okay.
oh, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, but it's 7, so it's a simple thing. It's not like advanced mathematics or anything of that sort. It's more of a cognitive connection. But you got to take the cognitive load off before that. You need a level of comfort with the playing and with the hearing and with the singing, all of them together. And once you got that level of awareness, then there's that next stage, and then there's that next stage, and then there's that next stage also. Yeah. And you're going to have so much fun with it because you will be ready for that.
Awesome, man.
Mike,
Can't thank you enough. This was wonderful.
Pleasure. Absolute pleasure. So, enjoy.
Thank you for bearing with my amateurness and giving me some real tools that I think I can be able to use.
Hey, well, since you brought this up, amateur, that's a good word. You know what that means? In Latin, it means he or she who loves something.
I see.
Amore.
Like Emery. Amore, yeah.
Amore, amateur. So it means if you're an amateur,
I'm
it's a good thing.
enthusiastic at least.
It means that you love the guitar and you love this thing, you love music. So don't lose that, even as you professionalize. Yeah, it's not one or the other. It could be both. So keep the joy alive. Keep the joy alive. Listen. You're in a very special place, and it is something to cherish and to be very mindful of. Think of it in these terms. If you had a child, and you saw the child, and they have this paper, and they're doing these wonderful creations, and they draw this thing, and it looks like, I don't know what this is. It's a blot and a ink and this line. What's all this shit? But if you say, what are you doing? The kid is just going to erase that from his mind and never become an artist. But maybe he could have been Kandinsky or whomever, Picasso. So you're at this stage of infancy of your playing. So this amateurness, cherish it and nurture it and keep it alive even as you professionalize. With this approach, it's very, very easy to make progress. It's very easy, two things, to mistake this for nothing, because it's so simple. To just go, oh, it's 3 lines across a fretboard, what does that do for me? I think you got the message that this is the entire system of music.
It does a lot.
Once that is there, the next thing is, it is very easy to just explore this thing in a very joyful, methodical, systematic way. Just add on one layer after another, more layers all the time, and just, once again, more toys. And so it's very easy to get to a place where you can hold your own in a room full of Berkeley people. Let's say very easy, very, very fast. So don't discount that possibility for yourself. But as you head toward whatever direction, any direction you want to go, and you can take this as far as you want to take it, because this connects to everything in music and everything. The entire fretboard is contained and derived from this seed of a thing. Yeah. So nurture that seed, make it your own, do your own explorations on it. Now, here's another thing that you might try. We did single note, but what about, you asked about like spatial chords and you want amazing sounds. So, what about, I'm not gonna think, so my single last point, explore anything that you think that you might enjoy trying out here. So what I did right there is I just took line 0 and I'm just picking up notes to play together. Yeah? And letting my ear guide me through that. And once again, enjoy. But single line and single note comes first, because you can sing each note that you play and play each note that you sing. So once you have built that connection, it's easy to start adding 2 notes at once, 3 notes at once, or 4 notes at once, whatever it is. Yeah? And here's another thing that I will say to you, because you asked in a very specific way about chords. I will tell you this. Chords and scales are 2 aspects, the 2 faces of one same concept.
Right, because they all have their relationships, whether it's resolving tension or if it's just going up the scale. This chord is just a representation of different positions on that scale.
Bingo. And it's not just that. If you learn how to see the notes, then that's all that matters, because if you want this chord, oh, it's right there. If you want the scale tone, oh, it's right there. So that's all that matters. And that is literally what this is for. Now
And all the notes are close at hand.
They're all there. They're all right there. So with that, good luck, Mike. All the best to you. And
I'll need it.
Pleasure meeting you. And if you need anything at all, I'm one email away. Okay?
I will reach out in a month's time. Wish me luck.
All the best.